观众朋友，大家好！我们今天非常荣幸邀请到了穷人银行的创办人、世界知名的经济学家尤努斯教授来接受我们的专访。尤努斯教授透过借钱给穷人的一个新的银行体系，成功的扭转了全球1亿人口的命运，也为他赢得了诺贝尔和平奖。而在台湾，贫富差距越来越大，同时清贫族的问题也更加的严重。尤努斯教授又怎么看呢？我们一起来欢迎教授。Hello, nice to meet you, Professor Eunice.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Ashley.
We know that everyone calls you banker to the poor, and you decide to lend money to the poor instead of the rich. We're curious about that, and what's the reason for you to do that?
I started at one village way back, some 40 years back, to see if I can be some help to people. And I saw the loan sharking in the village, and I was trying to see how it can be solved. So I said, I cannot solve the whole global problem of loan sharking, but definitely I can solve the problem in this village for a few people. The idea was, why don't I lend the money to these people? If I lend the money myself, then they will not go to the loan shark, and they will be free from the loan sharks. So I started lending from my own pocket, very small amount of money, and I could do that. And people loved it. More and more people came to borrow from me. They didn't have to go to the loan shark, and I was feeling happy that I saved them from the loan shark, and it became very popular. This was in 1976, and then it grew. Then we created a bank out of it, called it Grameen Bank or Village Bank. Then it expanded all over the country. The idea became known as microcredit or microfinance. Then other countries started following that. Now that idea of microcredit has spread all over the world. But the starting was very simple idea, and then it grew and grew.
But we know that a lot of banks that refuse to lend money to the poor because they are afraid of losing money. So we are curious about that. Does your bank make profit?
Yes, indeed. The bank that we created, the Grameen Bank, we made it in a way that it is owned by the borrowers. It's not owned by me, or it's not owned by somebody else. It's owned by the borrowers themselves. So we want to make sure that they have profit, and Grameen banks make profit and gives dividend to their shareholders, which are the borrowers themselves. They get 20%, 30%, 50% dividends from their own work. So it's a profitable. We removed the whole idea of collateral. So there is no collateral. The whole banking is done on the basis of trust, mutual trust, and it works. And within Grameen Bank, important thing that they also own the bank, and this bank doesn't take money from outside. It's not taking money from the government. It doesn't take money from the international agencies or anything. Its money is generated within the system. Bank takes deposits and lend the money to the borrowers. And today it has come to a stage where the borrowers' own savings has become big. So they have enough money within their own deposits, own savings, to lend the money of the bank. So that's a very self-contained bank, owned by the poor people, and it makes profit, and profit goes back to them as dividend.
And we know that this year you choose Taiwan to establish your union social business. Why do you choose Taiwan? What problem that you see in Taiwan?
Well, I'm very happy to be in Taiwan. Several ladies who came to Bangladesh, now they want to do it in Taiwan. They invited me to come here to explain what social business is, so that people get as excited as they become excited, and particularly they will be addressing the young people to get interested in that subject. And young people love that idea in other countries, so they thought Taiwan young people will love that too. So out of this visit, a social business center will be launched in one of the universities here, where they will be teaching their students about the social business and so on. So it becomes part of the academic curriculum. At the same time, it will be talking to the business people, how other businesses in other countries have created social business. So I'll explain that, and I'll give examples what we have done in Bangladesh.
If Taiwan wants to change this situation, we face another problem. That is, we want to seize the opportunity of free trade, but we are worried about the increasing gap between the rich and the poor. What's your opinion?
When you see something in a segmented way, you cover up everything else, just look at one thing, you cannot analyze it. because everything is linked with each other. I just mentioned about the financial crisis and how it created the problem. If you look at the free trade agreement, and anybody will give you the argument this is good to have free trade agreement because it expands your market and you sell more and then you produce more and your capacity increases, all kinds of positive things that you say. But to do what? That's a fundamental question that I've been raising. I said, today's whole capitalist system itself is in trouble, and that trouble gives us an opportunity to revisit the whole concept of capitalism, where we have made wrong. Because I'm saying that all the problems that capitalism has created today, up to now, is all laid in the flaw of the way we have designed that system. To make it one very quick remark on that, I said capitalism is all focused, the interpretation of capitalism today is all focused on making money. The more money you make, more successful you are. So your life become something of chasing money. Everybody is chasing money because there is no other thing. Because capitalism says that's the only thing we do. You make money, and in the process you create employment, you bring more people, and people have jobs for them, and your nation prospers, your economy expands. Everything sounds good. But in the process, we became money makers, we became money chasers. We started worshipping money. Money has become a sort of a god for us. That's not a good thing. That's not what the purpose of life. Money is just a means. That means for what?
Thank you, Professor Younuss. 在资本主义主导的全球经济体系下，尤努斯教授提供了一个新的选项，或许解决问题比创造金钱更加的重要。毕竟贫富差距的问题长久不解决，恐怕才可能会酿成经济的灾祸。